Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Life Behind the Grind in Hollywood. I'm your host, Chyna Mccoy, and today's special guest is Chris Quan. That's right, he's Chinese, he's amazing, he's a phenomenal actor, he is a creative entity, because you know that's my favorite word. But anyway, no more talking, let's get to the point.
Cool, everybody rock, let's bring the house down. To rubber and dance, 'cause we'll be remix. We can make it up. We can make it
You got that from the Matrix?
Yeah, and I got this too.
What, now you know Kung Fu?
Yes.
Show me.
Keep moving. I'll take care of him. 17 years. He found me when I was young. Promised he could help me. Help me not be so different.
You know, it's my belief that you're ready. We can use you in the field. If it weren't for the old man, I'd have you fighting alongside me a long time ago.
Hey, Brennis is a great man. He's made this place what it is today. He's made history.
Yeah. I heard the stories of his day so many times. What of now? Look at this place. The Shadow's own former self. I mean, look at the trainees he's past his protectors. Their skill and dedication is no match for your
Hey
own.
everybody, welcome back to Life Behind the Grind in Hollywood. I'm here today with my little bro, Chris. You saw all his amazing clips. The boy is a beast. So today we're going to find out what he's been up to, how the grind has treated him in Hollywood, and all the good stuff that you're used to hearing. Or maybe not used to hearing, because everybody's story is a little different. So we're going to take a seat and let's get started. Woo. My God, I am getting old. So the cool thing about this, my audience, they love the fourth wall because we can break the fourth wall. They love us.
Shoot.
Inspiration. What has been your first, why Hollywood?
Well, in my past, I started off as a dancer, so Michael Jackson was my inspiration to get me going there. But at the same time, was also my love for martial arts, which, you know, as a kid, most martial artists love watching Bruce Lee movies when growing up. But at the same time, I was also more of a tokusatsu fan. Like, it was like Power Rangers, Kamen Rider. Those kind of Ultraman. Those are the kind of shows I grew up with first, alongside to watching a lot of Hong Kong films growing up too. But most of all, I enjoyed I was more of like a movement person. So I enjoyed dancing. I enjoyed pretend fighting. But my passion mostly started in dancing first. So it was Michael Jackson that got me going first, and then slowly built up to now. What brought me to Hollywood was my transition to actually moving from London, New York, and then to LA to tap into what the Hollywood scene was like, scout around, have a look-see and stuff. And this was when I started going to learn dance, training first at the Millennium Dance Complex back on Lancashire. And this is, when I first started, when I first met with you, it was right next door.
Yeah,
it was a World Gym.
Yep. So let's go back. You said London?
Yeah.
So you're originally from London?
No, I was actually.
Okay.
It's a yes and no. I was born in Hong Kong, but I also grew up in London at the same time because that's where I went to school. My father's side of the family are all from London.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like, this boy is dynamic, straight international. So you said something that was really cool too, because I grew up on Michael Jackson, Bruce Lee, but I also grew up on Ultraman, Giant Robot, Voltron.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love Silverhawks. Like, just all the cool cartoons and all the Japanese anime. Like, they kind of changed the world. So when you got to LA, did you find that it was kind of difficult wanting to pursue the industry, or were you just like, damn, fucking here and I'm gonna do it?
It wasn't, I have to say, it was a yes and no. I kind of got lucky in some points. Where when I first started going to dance at the same time, I was just doing a lot of training, but, you know, doing small auditions here and there, and then realizing the difficulty along the way, like a lot of politics involved too. I was like I said, that time when I first came here, I moved here when I was 20 years old, straight from New York. And then shortly after, I got into having a touch of what the action fights were, or the whole stunt training was like. When XMA headquarters first opened, it was just across the street. And you know, Mike Chat was running the place. He seemed to be the past Power Ranger, so that's what got me excited to, like, oh, I want to learn from a Power Ranger, because I was still a fan about it.
Mike was badass.
Yeah, he
Mike
is.
Chat is badass.
So after getting a tap into it, I got more excitement out of it. But then knowing my position that time too, I'm not, because, you know, I'm not an American citizen. I wasn't even allowed to work in the country yet, so I'm just there purely for the training, to scout around, to see, you know, just like I said, have a feel of what Hollywood is. But at the same time, along the way, I start learning that what the Hollywood that I thought it was growing up isn't the Hollywood I think it is. Like, while you're in it, it's the realistic environment.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that took me by surprise. So that means it had for me to make a lot of adjustments and adaptations to the scene. So to accept this is how it works, this is how it is, so I'm going to work along with it.
Yeah, because I think we have this perception.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at it from the outside. Even when I saw it, I was like, wow, I just want to go to California, and, you know, this is just what it's going to be. And then when you get there, it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's real. It's not what you thought.
No.
You know, so as far as, like, now let me ask you, did you pursue, like, for your grind in Hollywood, did you pursue odd and end jobs like restaurants, or did you stay strictly within the dancing hip hop culture and in the Hollywood culture? Did you never ventured outside for, like, just trying to find regular work?
I mean, I still stuck to doing, like, dance and other jobs, etc. when friends hit me up, but then I still do some, like, small side gigs, small side jobs for, like, or favors for friends. Like, for example, if they need furniture moving, or like they need a driver to take them somewhere, that kind of simple stuff, and they just, you know, pay like appreciation fees and all that.
Yeah, I like appreciation fees. I like that, you know. So it's just like, just for you guys out there, he came here, he did what he had to do, like you said, whether it was moving furniture, driving people around, but he never lost track of pursuit of the dream and whatever it took to keep the dream for what he was after. International, now let's talk that. Let's talk traveling abroad and working in the film industry abroad. Like, same tenacity, same drive, same energy, fun to do.
It's fun, but then at the same time you start recognizing that every country or every industry, like, internationally, has their own way of working on set, their own perception of how they treat the craft, I would say. Like, when we have Hollywood here, we do have, like, a work ethic. We do have a set way of how we do things here, compared to when I worked in London. They have their own style of working, and even when I used to work in China, they have their own style of working too. And sometimes, like, when you have two different cultures trying to work together, then there's a bit of a cultural difference and clash going against one another. So they have to learn to find a middle ground.
Happy medium.
Yes, a happy medium to find a common denominator to actually like get the result they wanted to get.
Yeah, cause man, I worked in China and it's
Oh yeah, I know he did.
working over there is definitely, it's a culture shock in a way that the Chinese are no joke. They were fast, efficient. They don't waste a lot of time, and
That's true.
you know, going after their shots. You know, and they're very serious. Like if you fuck up, like they really like.
Oh, I know. I mean, there are pros and cons to working to different sides of the industry, or like which production company you're working with, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. They're very fast, they're efficient. They're trying to get everything down on time. Like they don't need to reschedule. If they want to get a shot done, they'll get it done. But at the cost of, for example, safety is one of them.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
too many people got hurt over there.
I did. I had my share too, and I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, man.
I really did not enjoy it.
Sometimes the stars over there kicked too hard. Sometimes the falls that they took were just fatal, which is different. Like in Hollywood, they're all about insurance and safety, and that's regulations. It's really, you know,
because everyone cares for their own well-being. That's for example.
Yeah.
But then when you're there, they care about what can we as long as we get the shot, we can try sell it. Is all about making the product, but disregard like people's well-being. Like not too hardcore, but to some productions who are small, they do care. Some of them don't. Like I said, depending of how high a budget this kind of film they're making.
Yeah. So now here's another question I always wondered. The dance is what moved you. So that pretty much when you came here, that's why you ended up in North Hollywood?
Yep, that's correct.
All right, and he had his plan set out, so that was pretty good. Everything was, unlike most people, like myself, a lot of stuff wasn't thought out. I just kind of said, "Fuck it, I'm coming to California and doing it." And some people actually think it out, and that's awesome because I mean, I've known Chris, man. He's like, you know, he's huge now, but when I met him, he was a little tight, you know, trying to make it in Hollywood, and now he's doing it, you know. And it's great to see that. Like he's grown into like a handsome young man, and he's making moves, and he's like, from now on, I'm not being somebody that you just gonna pound on because I need to be taken seriously for my craft. A lot of people are always asked, where do they see themselves in the next 5 years? How about if we cut that in half and just say, where would you like to be in the next year or two? If it was your choice.
In the next year or two, I like to see myself mostly as a action actor, but then, you know, I'll fight coordinate if needed too, because I was like, I'll have to work more on my acting craft as so on and so on, because I've been doing a lot of dance and stunts, but now I need to focus on that whole transition at the same time, because ever since my movie from Little Mermaid came out already on Netflix and stuff, but I haven't truthfully haven't been getting that many acting gigs, because I understand I was been told a lot of the casting directors in that field think I'm a new guy, just pop out of nowhere, but they didn't know that I've acted a little bit in the past, so they can see it's a bit of a risk assessment. I can understand, because they're always trying to make a product to sell, etc., for the producers and so on. But at the same time, in reality base, I'm also hoping to, you know, get my green card approved, because I have to start applying for that finally, because I want to get out of that restriction. So once I get it, no restrictions, I can go full out. So nothing, I will be happy that nothing will hold me back, so I can actually reach out to the full extent to where I want to be.
Little Mermaid, what character did you play on that? Because I'm going to go home, I'm going to watch me some Little Mermaid so I can see Chris in action.
It's like, you know, it's a live action film. children's film, not Disney. When I know everyone knows the title, but it's not a Disney film. I was a character called Ulysses. I was a beast man. So you'd think like a circus freak,
Right.
look like. But truthfully, like in that world, truthfully, we might look like a circus freak, but it wasn't always all that. So, because the writer gave me the freedom to, you know, help create the 3D background of the character, because they wanted the Beastman to emulate the Chinese lion dog, is what I was told. That's what they wanted my look to be like. But every time I still put on the prosthetics, even the even the special effects dude, his name is Toby, he was like, no matter how many times I put it on you, you still look like Monkey King.
Yo, that would be a good role, man.
I thought about it too. It would be fun.
Monkey
But
King.
it's true, because every time I put on the prosthetics on my face, I look like Monkey King. No matter what. It's not really I don't really look like a Chinese lion dog.
Yeah, if y'all don't know what prosthetics are, it alters your face. It makes you look like a creature or whatever look that they're going for, and you are still there as a person. Personality-wise, you bring that character to life with the prosthetics. For example, Hellboy. That's a lot of prosthetics. You know, just think about things like that. Or if you want to talk CG, then we're talking like watch the Incredible Hulk. You know, in the Avengers, that's CG. So a lot of people don't know the difference. That's cool, man. Like I could actually see you like killing that movie, like the Monkey King. I wound up trying to create an animated series based off the Monkey King. Still working on that, trying to work out the kinks, because you know you don't want to get caught up saying, okay, this is like the Monkey King. You know, so I'm still fighting with that.
No, I understand. I'm also trying to work on my own projects relating to that, but without watering down the original cultural content of what Monkey King represents.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So here we are, life behind the grind in Hollywood with Chris. Now, one thing people need to know about you is, where can they find you?
You can find me on my Instagram and Twitter. So it's Chris Q Yong, so ChrisQyong. So you can find a lot of my my everyday life and content. I post a lot of like my Instagram stories, so you can follow me there. Like I'm very also communicative, so if you drop me a message, I'm always like willing to, you know, talk back and have a conversation, etc. Because I'm just an ordinary, humble person like everybody else. So
Love it. Hit them in the inbox.
Here,
So
open arms.
and they can find you on Facebook, right? Same thing.
Yes, same. Facebook is same thing too. You could just find me Chris Quan Young, which I know is Chris, and then Quan is like Q-U-A-N. Sorry, in Chinese we pronounce the Q with a CH, so everyone says Quan instead. So
Wow.
if you want, just say Chris Quan Young too. That doesn't really matter.
So, love it. See that? Hit him in the inbox. Ask him a few questions. If you feel like something was missed here, send him a message. He is busy, but if he has time to hit you back in the inbox, he will. So don't think he is not keeping his word if he's not hitting you back. It's not like he just sits around on there waiting for someone to send him a message. But anyway, life behind the grind. Go to YouTube, check us out, like, subscribe. Let's build up these followers. We're here in real time, which is why you hear all these planes. We're enjoying this location. And yes, you get to see my wife. Come right here.
Yeah.
Chris got it this time.
I got
Turn
it.
around. Ta-da! This is me and the wife, life behind the grind in Hollywood. I'm so glad to be here today with my little brother Chris, man, and watch him grow into a handsome young man. So let's get him in here with us. So once again, see you guys on the next episode. Go to YouTube. Make sure you check Chris out. Watch all the stuff. He is amazing, amazing dancer. His fighting skills are excellent, and he's a great actor as well. We like to call people like that creative entities. So see you around.